So, what really happened with Lilly was uh, all the expressions that tried to help me um, while I was dealing with the old stalkers over around 3 years. Um, Actually, maybe even over 5 years if you count Stella Afraid Home as well, the first one. Um, there were many expressions of Lilly that over the years picked up changed um, radically as a spirit from all the hatred. There was an overwhelming amount of hatred. I couldn't handle it, and my vibration fell very low. And there were constantly these lilies would come in and keep helping me all the time. They'd help me get up. They'd help me, they'd help me do everything. And so many of them became tainted over the years. And then after I gained a kind of, what I would call a kind of freedom, where I discovered how much control I had over myself, over my focal points, how much I could do, and how little power they really had. And then I got to finally rest, heal my back, heal other parts of my body that were injured from different things I was doing. And I got to rest, lie in bed, and I did a lot of lying in bed meditating for a few months before I started this YouTube channel. And and during that period, all the lilies that had been sort of tainted and picked up these strange, very strange habits, these very strange frequencies were sent to me, released to me, to do what they wanted to do. A lot of them tried to help me. Some of them were incredible, but had these strange flaws. But most of them were extremely abusive in different ways. Some of them were kind of like a narcissist housewife, shockingly enough, similar to what the stalker's identity used to be, where they were kind of like, they would still, sort of like a pet. They would set up little things for me to do, like, oh, you can, how about, I've got an idea, you can eat this thing and then you can watch this movie and then do this. How does that sound? And I think, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I go to do it. Immediately I feel this cold hatred when I go to drink this drink. Perhaps because they feel like the drink will make me put weight on or something like that. And this is a Lilly spirit. And did loads of little different things like that. There were loads like that. With these, not like that, but loads that were as strange as that in many different ways. But a lot of them were just, while I was picking them up, the old stalkers were still there, and so, and they got a lot of punishment for it, because those lilies did not like them at all. So you see in a previous video, a few videos ago, I talk about how Laura kept snapping bones, mainly in her ankle. She kept doing this thing where every time she would go to attack me, instead she would literally tried to stand on her ankle, and she would try to stand on her ankle, crack everything, and every time she tried to attack me, she just did that. Oh, I'm sorry. So that would happen, and what else? Yes, Steph. She'd be smashing her head on the bed at night, like a seesaw. I remember it. I got to see and experience. Not experience myself. It didn't happen to me. I got to see what it was like for her when her whole body became overwhelmed with Lily's energy and she was thrown into the bed, the metal head of the bed. It was a beautiful thing for me because, yeah, she really took the piss, that one. I mean, that was a long time ago now. I don't know her now. I don't care to know her now. Yeah. And then, what else? No, there's some things that I just don't want to talk about. But, what else? Yeah, and over these times, I learned to love all these expressions of my mother, all of them. Well, what it was is I came to an understanding of who I really am, and who my mother really is, and how we relate to each other. And with that understanding, over time, I learned to love all these expressions. I learned to love all these expressions of my mother, with just simple understanding of, how much we all resonate, all of us. Yeah. There were moments where I'd stand, look in the mirror, see me and an expression of my mother, and I could see a lot of the suffering both of us had been through by our reflection, and my mother would show it to me by the character that she and I had become. And it was literally like looking at a demon in the mirror. I mean, like looking at an actual demon. They planned to take that moment away from me. They knew that moment was important to me, so they planned to take it away. Best way I can describe it is in a horror movie, you see a demon, but it's in real life and the demon is real, and that was what looking at me and my mother in the mirror was like. That's what our energy represented at that time. That's how tainted we had become together. I ended up, through it all, I didn't know how to, it's honestly like breaking apart from a piece of who I am, a piece of myself, to have to accept that she's so abusive, my mother's so abusive that I just have to cut her out of my life. This is Lilly, and I kept trying to do that, and every time I did I felt worse, because I just lost pieces of myself. And I did this for a long time, and she kept coming back and abusing me, and coming back and abusing me, coming back and abusing me for months, for half a year. And then eventually, over time, I just sort of sat through some things with her long enough to, what it was, I just saw new things that I didn't see before, and I'm just trying to express something about it, and I can't express it, because I miss her. I miss her a lot, and she's there now, but it's like she's there now, but she's not. She's there now, but one of the parasites is on her. On the part of her that flows me. One of the parts of her that flows with me. I mean, like, one of the main parts. And the other guides, the other lilies and arrows, they're on my other focal points. They're suppressing those as well. Thorn and Hunter. There's some good information though.